G'day and welcome to the Stan and Clan Show. I'm your host, Stan Smith, owner and operator of Smith's Metal, and for today's episode, we will not be hearing from Clan. I've banished him to behind the camera because today we're actually going to be taking a look at some of my best work in Stan's Metal. For those of you who don't know, Clan and I, we produced a bit of a series, sort of documenting the life that I lead as a scrap metal buyer, seller, and more importantly, collector. So we're going to be taking a look at the episodes from so far that we have recorded. It's been a hell of a journey. I must say, having the cameras around at first was a little bit fucking annoying, but here we are. We're still doing it. We're still cracking along, and thought it might be a good opportunity to take this opportunity, I guess, to take a look back on what we've recorded so far. So, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce episode 1, the old pilot, as they call it, for Stan's Metal, which was actually quite an interesting story behind this one. Actually, I was actually in the Clifton region. For those of you who don't know the Clifton area, it's kind of up towards Toowoomba, near Toowoomba area, and I was attending my grandfather's bloody birthday, 90th birthday party, and I was there and I was with my cousin, Big Tombo. Anyway, Big Tombo and I got talking. We ended up, having a few beverages there that afternoon at our pop's bloody birthday party, and we've ended up getting chatting about what we've been up to and whatnot, and I was letting him know about this scrap metal empire that I was kind of building, and I decided I wanted to pursue that and make a bit of a TV show out of it. And he said, "Oh mate, you've got to go out to Finger Downs and catch up with old Fred Finger." And I actually remember Fred Finger from back in the day, but it had been quite some time and I didn't have his phone number and bloody Facebook or whatever, so I've been sort of, out of touch with him, I guess you could say. And anyway, old Tombo, he said, "Mate, I can put you in touch with Freddie Finger and I can get you onto his property." Anyway, long story short, we ended up heading out to Fred Finger's house the day after me pop's 90th. I was a bit dusty. Should have seen Pop though. He was absolutely dusted. He put in a good session for a 90-year-old. He put away quite a fair few beverages the night before. But anyway, led me out to Freddie Finger's place to have a bit of a look around and have a bit of a scratch around, and that's what turned into episode 1 of Stan's Metal. So let's give it a bit of a gander, and I'll give you a bit of commentary as we go. Today on the program, we're heading out to Finger Downs to catch up with an old mate of mine by the name of Fred Finger. Freddie and I go way back, and he has promised me a huge haul of scrap metal here today. He did. He promised me a huge haul. On the way here, mate, you'd have a few pretty rare yarns, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. There'd be some good yarns. Maybe one worth sharing with the viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the stories from back in the day. I know you've certainly got a few, haven't you?
Oh, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, old Freddie Finger. I don't know what's happened to him, but I'll tell you what, I've had better conversations with a bloody fence post than this bloke. Dry as an old chip. Some unbelievable stories that he wasn't obviously willing to share on camera, but little fun fact. Anyway, tell me, Fred, I hear you've got a bit of scrap metal.
Yeah, got a bit lying about there, mate. Yeah.
Should we go have a look?
Yeah, no, that's no worries.
Oh, Fred, this is what I'm talking about. This is the gold. Mate, it was a beautiful little pile. First thing that's caught my eye in this pile is this beautiful old spanner.
Oh, mate, I've been looking for that.
Bloody typical.
Very sentimental, this.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been passed down from generation to generation. So I'm the second generation to have it.
passed down from generation to generation. And I'm the second generation to have it. What a load of absolute codswallop. I mean, this bloke, Freddie Finger, he tries to tell me that this is some family heirloom or whatever the bloody hell you call it. An old rusted spanner lying in a pile of RHS. I'll tell you what, he was full of it. He was absolutely full of it. Second generation to have it. Like, who the bloody hell does he think he is? Full of shit.
So, yeah, thanks very much for that.
It's not something you'd be willing to part ways with?
Nah, sorry, mate.
Right. That's all right. Don't be sorry, mate. Don't be sorry. I just absolutely love. I just love looking at stuff like that. Yeah, I was talking out my ass there because, you know, as much as I love looking at stuff, I much prefer to be collecting it, to be gaining ownership of the scrap. But you got to say these things to butter them up, you know. I mean, looks like you've got some nice RHS, a bit of piping in there. Maybe bundle a bit of that together, a couple $100. I'll tell you what, couple $100 for all that. He was getting a bloody good deal.
Just with the price of steel and yeah, I use it often.
What a load of fucking bullshit. I use it often. You got this fucking pile of shit that has just been cast away out in the back, and he means to tell me that he uses it often. Full of it.
You know.
No, that's all right. I can work with that. I can't go past even just this bit of tin. Now I'll let you in on a little trade secret here. So what I've done there, I've picked up a little piece of tin. It's bloody barely the size of a bloody piece of paper. And what I'm actually trying to do there is just open an account with this bloke. It's a little trick I learnt back in the day. You want to just get the ball rolling, you know. You want to make that initial inrow. Once you get that on the scoreboard, I guess you could say, you can start to lift your game. So what I've done, I've picked up an absolute piece of shit and just thought, let's just get this off the mark. Let's get off the mark. Let's make a strategic investment. We're running it at a bit of a loss because this piece of tin ain't gonna come back in any way to help me. But it was an opportunity to just open a dialogue, I guess you could say. But as you'll see, old Freddie Finger, he had other ideas for that bit of tin. I know it's not the heavy duty stuff. Try and downplay it. This stuff can be repurposed. So what about $10 to say something like this?
Great deal. Oh well, that's actually what I make patches out of for the old auger.
Oh, fucking got an answer for everything, this bloke. Patches for the auger. Seriously, mate, get a new fucking auger.
She's rusted through in a few spots, so yeah, no, it's handy. That's handy, that one. I might grab that one.
Oh, I might grab that. Fuck you, mate. Fucking Freddie Finger. Well, is there anything at all in this pile here that you'd be willing to give me? I mean, I've come a fucking long way to be here, and I don't like to get aggressive with me clientele, but I tell you what, when they're dicking you around like this, you've got to drive a hard bargain. You've got to let them know what's at stake. I know I'd just come from me pop's 90th up the road, but he didn't need to know that. As far as he's concerned, I was a long way from home, and I wasn't here to stuff around. I was here to get some scrap. So you have to sometimes put the hard word on them. And I've spent a lot of money on fuel. There's surely something here I could take away. I mean, this is my livelihood, mate, so I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Stan, no. I tend to use all this sort of stuff, you know. Blah. So I do, however, have another little spot there we might go and have a look at.
Now, some people, for the listeners, some people might call me petty. I was picking up an old beer can there and picked it up and just pocketed that because at the end of the day, every cent counts in the scrap game. Every bit of scrap is worth something to someone. So, you know, that at least covered a bit of the petrol. Now, this is where I started to really get the fucking shit.
This is me chook panels.
Bloody hell. That is really good quality. I mean, could use a wire brush across the top there, but welds are really good and just... they don't make steel like that anymore.
Yeah, you think so?
Now, I'll be the first to admit, I cocked up here. I had an opportunity right in front of me, and I ballsed it up. The number one rule of scrap picking is do not, under any circumstance, do not compliment the scrap too much. There's a fine line, and there is a tipping point. And I feel like I went too far on this one. I made a bit of a balls up by talking up the scrap right in front of the owner.
Yeah, you think so?
No, that's really good. I think that'd go really well on the showroom floor at Smith's Metal. Stupid.
Yeah, well, if you reckon they're as good as what you say, I might just hang on to them.
Are you fucking serious? Yeah. Old Fred Finger. What a fucking flog. I mean, yeah, I'll be the first to admit, I stuffed up there. Shouldn't have talked up the scrap the way I did, but yeah. It's led him to want to hang on to it, which is the way of the cocky. If in doubt, hold on tight. Bit like riding a bull. So no luck over there, but surely you must have a few scrap metal piles lying around this place?
Mate, no, that's pretty much it, really. Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah, no. Oh. Wasn't the greatest start.
That's all right.
Wasn't the greatest start, but you know.
How about we head up to the house, have a cuppa?
Mate, I'd love to, but I've got to take a load of bullocks into Dinmore.
Now, for those of you in the cattle industry, my dad does a bit of farming and cows and shit, but I don't really give too much of a fuck about them, the fucking little shitting little blurters. But I'll tell you what, I should have known this bloke was fucking useless when I turned up and I saw this absolute monstrosity. For those of you listening and not watching on YouTube, this bloke has a bloody Land Cruiser with a fucking crate on the back to put his fucking bullocks in and take them down to the abattoir at Dinmore, which is down in Brisbane. I mean, if it doesn't get any more fucking hobby farmer than that, I don't know what does. I'll tell you what, he'd be better off giving me that fucking crate and letting me fucking bust it up for scrap.
But a little bit of the air up in the old girl. Bloody aircon's been playing up for over a week now, and she takes a bit to get bloody cool in there, you know. So, well.
No, that's no dramas. That's no dramas. I'll catch up with you next time then, Fred.
Yeah. Thanks again, Stan.
Yeah, well, we'll leave that episode there because old Fred Finger, he's fucking giving me the fucking shits. I'll tell you. After listening to that absolute atrocity, we'll move on to episode number 2 of Stan's Metal, titled Holy Scrap. So, to preface this episode, it really caught me off guard. I honestly didn't even know the cameras were around that day. We weren't planning on doing any filming, but from time to time, you actually do get a drop in. You get a drop in, and on this particular day, I'd basically considered just having the day off, spending it in me jocks. I was on the couch, cracked a beer about 10:30. I was ready to just lock in and have a proper good day. And then, lo and behold, I get a bloody knock at the door. Now, I come out the door, and first thing I think when I look at this bloke is he's a salesman. He's trying to sell me something. But one thing I've come to sort of learn about being in the scrap game, especially out of Bougainville area where, you know, you probably don't get a lot of foot traffic through the place. You certainly don't have that kind of street appeal, I guess, of a main street sort of shopping centre or retail outlet. But I've come to know that you've got to take every opportunity. And when you see a bloke like this, he was dressed pretty neat and tidy. I thought for sure this bloke's got a bit of money and, you know, there's an opportunity to make a sale here. So I had to take the opportunity that was in front of me and run with it.
Oh, sorry, sir. Did I get you a bad time?
No, mate, no. Just wait here. I'll just go chuck on a shirt and I'll show you out to me pile. Yeah, so where have you come from, mate?
Wagga Wagga.
Yeah, well, that's the first fucking problem. This bloke's come from fucking Wagga Wagga.
Wagga Wagga. Yeah, right. Up north, eh?
Yeah, I've actually been visiting a few places around this area.
Yeah, right. Well, they're all hobby scrappers compared to me. Have a look at that.
They are hobby scrappers. A lot of those individuals that sort of consider themselves scrappers in the Bougainville area, I mean, at best, they are hobby scrappers.
Barely rusted. This is probably one of the better scrap metal piles you'll find in all of Queensland.
Yeah, so for those of you listening on Spotify or Apple, we've got this prim and proper looking dude's come out. I've taken him out to be piled. I'm going to just start showing him stuff because what I've sort of found in the scrap game is even if you're not looking to get into scrap, sometimes the scrap can find you. And if you put the right scrap in front of the right person at the right time, at the right altitude, then you're in with a real good chance of making a sale.
Just have a look at that. All this will buff out beautifully.
It really will.
Something like that. Still perfect. I mean,
So I basically just started showing him all my best ticket items. There's no point stuffing around with shit. And not that there is much there at Smith's Metal, but I just went straight for the kill, started showing him all my best items. Literally items that if I wasn't trying to run a scrap empire, I'd just be putting them up on display in my house.
Something like that. That'll actually bend back into shape pretty easily. I mean, let's just
Yeah, so for those of you listening, I've got a star picker there. It's a little bit bent out of shape, but took one foul kick and it was basically straight back into alignment, ready to go. That'll keep your average bloody heifer in, for sure.
Along there, and I find a lot of this just sort of lying around. I go to the dump every Tuesday because that's usually the day before it gets emptied by the councils. I'm pretty sure you'll find pretty much anything you're looking for in this pile. So
Yeah, so another little tactic of mine when I'm trying to make a sale is just to share a little bit of my story, really. I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing with this program, with Stan's Metal. It's just an opportunity to share a bit of myself, and I think you get people on side pretty quick when they know how hard you've had to work to get that pile together. So yeah, I do go to the dump, do collections from there, make sure to get in before the council. We'll talk a little more about that in the next episode, but yeah, I've spent a lot of time and a lot of dedication getting my scrap metal pile up and running, and yeah, it's good to share that side of yourself when you're looking to make a sale.
So yeah, what are you sort of looking for?
I wasn't planning on getting anything, but I was only here to spread the word about Jehovah Witness.
Jehovah Witness. What the bloody hell is that? I still don't actually really know what it is. He did go on to explain it to me, but honestly, I was bewildered.
Yeah, right. Is that some sort of new high tensile steel, or what are you talking?
No, it's a religion. We go around and hoping people will join.
We go around hoping people will join. That seems like a pretty ordinary kind of sales tactic, if you ask me. I don't go around hoping people will buy my scrap metal. I know they'll buy my scrap metal.
It's everything you need to know in that.
So he hands me a bloody pamphlet.
Yeah, right. So, you don't want any scrap?
I don't think so, mate.
Yep, just another absolute flog wasting my time. I think we're done with you, Mr. Bloody Jehovah Witness. We will move on now to episode 3, titled Dump Day, which documented, in my opinion, a pretty typical day in the life of Stan Smith. Like I was saying in the last episode, every Tuesday or thereabouts, I like to head down to the Bougainville waste facility to get myself a bargain. Because, as I've always said, buying and selling scrap metal, that's the foundation of Smith's Metal. But what I love even more than buying scrap metal is finding it. Because it's all about those margins, those 1%ers that will really help you in the long run. And so therefore, I have to try and cut as many corners as I can. And when you're looking to buy, prices can add up. But what I've found is by going to a dump and going there once a week and having first dibs on any kind of fresh scrap, the opportunity for growth is just exponential. So I'll skip through this episode a little bit because it's one for the real scrap enthusiast, this one. But anyway, to preface this one, it was an ordinary day. I had started to build up a little collection of scrap, a little pile, I guess, that I was going to take and hide away in the paddock just over the fence outside the dump perimeter, just to keep it away from any other scavengers or, in particular, the council, who do like to come and tidy the place up, and I'm sure that they will take any usable scrap and re-utilise it. So yeah, it was a typical day. I built up my pile and I started to take said scrap and store it away over the fence. And right at this very moment, a legend turned myth turned back into a real threat to my life. And that came in the form of Randy Scab, aka the Bougainville Dump Rat. This dump rat comes in a human form, but when you look at this guy, he don't look all that well. He's been living out there in Bougainville Dump pretty much all my life, and but at the same time, I had never personally had an encounter with him. So I personally thought that he was a myth. I thought he was a myth until this very day when I was out there at the waste facility. I was coming back from dropping me pile over the fence, and this dump rat has just surfaced from behind what appears to be a shuttle of sorts, which scared the absolute bejeebers out of me. Oh, fuck! Yeah, so I just had to get on my high horse, or whatever you want to call it, and I had to leg it out of there because this bloke, he was after me. He was proper after me. And the story actually continues in episode 4, titled, obviously, The Dump Rat. He comes legging it out after me. I had to run, jump the fence, because some idiot had bloody gone and changed the locks on me. Jumped in me Subi, hightailed it out of there. I thought for sure I was in the clear. But this bastard, I tell you what, he's got legs. To put it in perspective, where Smith's Metal is located is about 16 kilometres from the waste facility. I've just absolutely fanged it out of there in the Subaru, and I've made it back home. Thought I was in the clear. I'm coming down the road. I'll tell you what, Simon's going to have fun going back there in the morning. The dumpy comes out in front of me. Fuck's sake. Oh shit, I had to fucking soot it down this dirt track.
Where'd he come from? Shit. What a creep.
I'm fanging it in there with the Subi. All's going.
The filthy rat's following us.
Yeah, he had some pace, this bloke. He had some absolute pace. He was keeping up with the Subi as I was sooting it. Then, yep, come to a dead end. I had to go. I had to get on foot. I should have stayed in the car, but got on foot, start running. I'll tell you what, I'm a big fella. I've played for the Pilton Pig Rooters in footy before, and I've had some success out on the footy field in the front row. But I was no match for a big old tree trunk. And I looked back over my shoulder to see what was coming, and before I know it, I'm KO'd by a tree. I've hit the deck. I don't even know how long I was out for, but as I've come back to, I'm sort of like blurry vision, head's fucking throbbing, and I just look up, and here's this fucking dump rat right over me. It scared the fuck out of me.
Oh no, please, don't eat me, please. I'm an owner and operator. I've got a scrap metal company, please, don't eat me.
Honestly, I thought he was going to eat me. Because, I don't know, what do dump rats eat? I wasn't sure. So I've basically been begging for my life. I think a little bit of wee came out. But thank fuck, he wasn't trying to eat me. He actually just wanted to hand me this piece of copper rod that he'd found down the dump.
Oh. Yeah, it turns out Randy's not a bad bloke. He was actually just chasing me down to give me this bit of copper he'd found at the dump. He said to me, actually, he notices me coming in there and scavenging around, and he sees a bit of himself in me, which I'll take as a compliment.
Yeah, it turned out it was a pretty nice encounter, really. He went from myth to legend, like, instantly in my mind. Like, this bloke, I'd only ever heard stories about him, and I thought he was a myth, but turns out he was a legend. Gave me that bit of copper, and ever since we've been keeping in touch. He doesn't have a phone, but I know the right calls to make when I go to the dump to actually lure him out. He has a certain dump rat call that I make. I won't make it on the show because I don't want people impersonating the dump rat call and leading him out unnecessarily. But there's a certain call that I can make when I go to the dump that actually lures old Randy out. So there you go. What a top bloke. And the fact that he sees a bit of himself in me, I have a lot of hope for myself in the future. Now we're going to move on to another episode called Clary from the Pub. So to preface this one, met this old Nigel at the pub the night before. Got to admit, he was fucking annoying. All he wanted to do was fucking ask me how my dad was and this and that. And he's one of those guys that turns up at the pub and has no friends and expects everyone to just fucking drop what they're doing and fucking listen to their bullshit. Anyway, I thought, I may as well try and get something out of this bloke. So I actually asked him, I said, mate, have you got any scrap? And he said, mate, what are you talking about? I said, have you got any scrap metal at your place? He said, oh, yeah, I actually do, mate. I actually do. I said, well, can I come round tomorrow? He said, yeah, mate, yeah, come round, mate, yeah. And I said, oh, well, how much do you want to be paid? Anyway, he said, oh, mate, I don't know, mate. And before he could even give me an answer, I straight away thought to myself, this is a great opportunity to pay with beer. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret there, right there, and that is that there's nothing better, especially here in Australia, than paying with beer. You can basically pay for anything with a carton of piss. If it's a little bit more on the expensive side, you go for like a bottle of bloody Johnny Walker, Blue Label, Black Label. Depends on the currency of choice, but you can pretty much pay for anything with alcohol here in Australia, and that's a real good deal for me because I'm pretty good mates with the Sheila that works down the pub, and she gives me a bit of a discount, so it just takes my dollar further. So before he could even say anything, I said straight back to him, I'll tell you what, mate, I'll give you a carton of piss. He said, oh, yeah, carton of piss, yeah. I said, yep, I'll give you a carton of piss. And he said, yeah. All right, for a carton of piss, you can fill up the back of your beautiful, absolute bargain for me, because I know how to fill that thing right up, that back of the ute. It might not be always legal, but it always comes away in the end.
So here we are. Got me work experience kid Denton, young grade 10 kid.
Fun fact about old Denton, he's actually 25. But he's just hasn't quite made it past grade 10. At the filming of this, he was in grade 10. I think he's actually in grade 9 now. He's been dropped back a grade, but I don't mind that kind of labour because you can kind of get it for free as a work experience. Opportunity for him in return for me getting a 25-year-old labourer.
Just wait here, Denton. I'll go talk to this bloke.
Anyway, so I took my carton, Hahn 3.5. That seems to be the choice of Claridge.
Mate, Stan Smith, owner and operator of Smith's Metal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't remember me, fucking dickhead.
You got a bit of scrap?
Oh, the scrappy. Yeah, oh yeah, slept in a bit, mate, didn't you? You mustn't do much. I can hardly scratch myself. That busy. Anyway, all the kettle's on, right? Do you want to come in and have a cuppa?
Yeah, that's a typical Clary manoeuvre right there. Slagging off at me, saying, you fucking don't do much, and blah, blah, blah. Telling me how busy he is, and then, oh, yeah, you want to come in for a cuppa? Nah, mate. Shove your fucking cuppa up your ass.
No. I'll give you these, and we'll get into it. Where is the scrap?
Oh, just up past that shed there, mate. Yeah, there's plenty there. Yeah, have whatever you want there, mate. It's all to go, you know. Yeah. Dog pen, the dogs. You can have them, the mongrel things. Had enough of them.
Yeah, righto. We'll head up there.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's talking a big game, old Nigel. Like I said, the night before he was talking a big game as well, and he seemed to continue on with that same story. Get rid of it all, blah blah blah, all to go, blah blah blah. But as we sort of found out, that really wasn't the case.
Let's go before this bloke changes his mind.
So yeah, it took Denton. We went up there, and I actually passed on a really important piece of wisdom to young Denton as we were out there.
Now listen, one of the first rules of scrapping, don't be scared of snakes, all right? Just get in there and buddy, lift shit up, all right?
Snake's got it.
Yeah, so just a little bit of background on that story. I used to be scared of snakes, believe it or not. I know I don't look like I'm scared of much, but I used to be scared of snakes, and until I got bitten by a snake. I got bitten by a snake, and it was the one time I was looking for snakes. I saw a snake in there under a bit of scrap, and instead of just reaching in and pretending like I had no idea it was there, I sort of got a bit scared, kind of stepped away, stepped sideways, and I think the snake actually actually thought that was a good opportunity to show off its skills, its hunting skills, and it latched out. It actually bit me on the big toe. I don't do a lot of scrapping in me thongs, but that was back in the day when I used to sort of think it was cool to just scrap in thongs. A lot of the scrappies before me have done it. For our listeners from overseas, not that there will be any, but thongs here in Australia probably mean something different to where you're from. But so I'm there in me thongs. He's grabbing my big toe, the snake. Luckily, I didn't really give too many fucks about me big toe at that time, so I just cut off my toe then and there. So a lot of people don't actually know that about me, but I am missing the big toe. Cut off my toe, and took me a little while to regain my balance. But that's a fun fact about me.
All right.
Yeah, so we got into our work. We started looking through the scrap. Little did we know that fucking old Nigel was over there, buddy, behind the tree, having a good old perv on us and just making sure we were following his stupid instructions.
What about this, Stan? What do you reckon?
Yeah, looks like a hunk of junk. Plus, I ain't fucking lifting that. I'll tell you what, this though, that looks bloody beautiful. I'm gonna take that over to you.
Yeah, so for the listeners at home, I took a liking to an old disc off an old plough. It was fairly rusted through, but what I will say about that is if you can find two rusted discs, what you can actually do is weld them together and create one good disc again. So yeah, a lot of people probably bag me out for collecting up old rusted out disc ploughs, but if you get enough of them, you can make a bit of a Frankenstein disc plough. Anyway, unbeknownst to me, young Denton here, the smart ass that he is, bloody jumped on his bloody telephone and started bloody Googling the part there that he thought, would look good in the bloody Smith's Metal collection.
Hey, Stan, come have a look at this.
And he seemed to think it was worth bloody $500, $600. I don't even still know what the fuck it is. It looks like some sort of axle looking thing.
You're a fucking smart ass. Just remember who's funding your pokey addiction, alright?
Am I getting paid?
Well, no, but if you apply yourself for the next few years, you might have a full-time job, alright?
It's a good life lesson for any young smart asses out there. Just apply yourself. Don't be willing to do the hard yards early, work for free. I've done that pretty much my whole life. I don't actually really make that much money out of Smith's Metal. A lot of my money actually comes from the dole.
And get on the end of it.
So yeah, this thing was fucking heavy.
Heavy piece of fucking crap.
It was very, very heavy. And we had to lug it across the bloody paddock to get it to the ute because, the fucking...
I don't know about those
we couldn't even get to the pile because old Nigel had that much shit
You're not?
lying around the grass, and we would have been popping tyres left, right and centre if we had to try and drive through there. And here he comes, old Nigel.
Still a bit in that.
I see this bloody Nigel out of the corner of my eye, comes over, starts looking at this fucking axle looking, piston looking, bloody whatever the fuck it was thing that young Denton insisted that we put in the back of the ute. Anyway, I see him pull out his mobile phone, and he looks like he hasn't taken a photo with that thing ever. Anyway, he peels it out, starts taking bloody pictures of this bloody thing in the back of the ute, and turns out he was fucking sending it to his mate Roger up the bloody road.
Hey, Roger, how are you, mate? That's good, yeah. Hey, that photo I just sent you, is that Was that that part that I promised you could have?
He didn't even know what it was called either.
Yeah, right, eh? Yeah, no, I've got it here for sure, mate, so... Yeah, get it to you pretty soon, eh? Yeah.
Just a little side note about this Nigel bloke, which I found quite fascinating, is the old cricket hat. I mean, you can tell a Clary from a mile away when they're wearing a cricket hat or a fucking straw hat or some sort of hat like that. You can tell that they're proper Clarys.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Hey, Cyril, bit of bad news for you, mate, about this one here.
Bloke didn't even fucking know my name.
This one here, mate, that's something that I forgot where it was, but I've already promised it to Roger down the road. Something he was after, yeah.
Oh, you're kidding me, aren't you?
No, I definitely promised it to him, yeah, so...
This bloke doesn't even know what he promised his wife the night before.
Bit of bad luck, mate, but no, you sort of can't have that one, yeah.
Stitch up.
You fucking serious? We just fucking dragged it from all the way over there. It's not light, mate. I've had to put it in the back of the ute, like...
Yeah, no, it's not light, that's for sure, yeah. I probably couldn't have got it up there myself, yeah, but... listen, now that you got it on the ute, you think you could run it over to him for me? I did say I'd get it over there pretty soon.
This bloke, seriously. The shit you deal with as a fucking scrappy.
Well, I'm not a bloody courier.
Which way are you going when you leave here?
Oh, well, like it matters, but we're going back that way.
Yeah, he's back this way, but he's only 60k. But yeah, if you could run that over to him, that'd be great. Yeah.
Ugh.
Nah, you having me on, aren't you?
Oh no, come on, mate. That's the least you could do for me. I've let you bloody look through all my stuff here, and yeah, it's just the one thing, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe I fucking bent over for him that day.
Righto, Denton.
Got Denton to fucking run it over to him. Anyway, fucking the things you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose we go over and have that cuppa then.
Oh, yeah. I'm just running a bit short of tea bags actually, mate, and yeah, out of coffee too, I think. Sorry, yeah, but have a drink of water. Yeah, out of the tank there. Yeah.
Drink of
That'll
water
do.
out of the fucking tank. Seriously. I couldn't fucking believe it. I fucking stood around there, dicking around, having a look at the scrap. There wasn't even that much fucking good scrap there, but I still wanted to fill me fucking ute up because I'd gone out of my way, bought a carton of piss. Even if I just got a bunch of junk and just, you know, repositioned it back to Smith's Metal, I would have rathered that. But, yeah, probably wasn't my finest hour. I fucking couldn't sort of fucking hold me fucking tongue with this fucking Nigel Clary. I had to fucking let him know pretty bluntly how I was feeling.
Righto, Nigel. I want you to have a good think. Is there anything else that's reserved, unavailable, or are you just going to keep fucking us around? Thanks for nothing.
Yep. I gave him a fucking open invitation to fucking kick us out, and that's exactly what he took. But I guess where I really stew on and what keeps me up at night about this day in particular is the fact that while we were out there scrapping, doing the hard yards, risking our lives around potential snake threats, hurting our backs, lifting fucking old hunks of junk, this fucking Clary managed to drink the entire carton of Hahn 3.5. Because I can tell you right now, I would have loved to have deleted a beer on the way home from this shit job.
take these.
So, for those listening, that sound was the sound of an empty carton and an empty heart as I drove out of this fucking place with old Denton.
Can't, Denton, let's get the hell out of here.
Fucking scrappies. You should have stayed in bed. Useless bastard.
I'll agree with you on that one, Nigel. I should have fucking stayed in bed instead of fucking wasting my time at your place. I guess after that experience, I was looking for a bit of a shake-up, and I needed to take a break from the Clary environments, and I had to get out of town. Couldn't even go to the pub because I'd see old fucking Nigel there, and he'd be there bloody mocking me and whatever about me scrap. So in the next episode, I actually got right out of town. I went to the Big Smoke. I went to Brisbane to go looking for a bit of brown snake scrap.
Oh, where the fuck is Stanley?
Yeah, so this is me mate, Mud Crab.
Oh, there he is.
Muddy. Sorry I'm late, mate. I bloody went down to the bait and tackle shop, but the slackers were closed. Hey, on that, you haven't got any rope in there, have you?
Yeah, I think I got a bit of rope. Why is that, Stanley?
Oh, I just need something to tie me bait to.
What the bloody hell is that?
So I went on the bloody computer, and I actually found these magnets. I didn't realise, but there's this thing called magnet fishing. It's quite popular, actually, especially around the Big Smoke, where there's quite a few more options for scrap. Anyway, I found this bloody magnet on the old computer, and I bloody scrounged up a bit of money, and I bought one of these magnets. But yeah, just needed a bit of rope to go with it.
Mate, this is my ticket to brown snake scrap.
Yeah, so shout out to this guy Mud Crab. He's a good mate of mine. He actually made a lot of the music, well, pretty much all the music that you'll hear in the series. He's quite talented in that regard. Fishing, not so much.
There'd be a bit of scrap down here, wouldn't there, Muddy?
Oh, fuck yeah, mate. Yeah, plenty of scrap around, all around here, really. Fucking shit pours down from Ipswich and just fucking deposits all around here, mate. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, sweet. I might just bust this open and get it in there then.
We're in 30 metres depth here, mate. I think that rope I fucking gave you is only 15 metres long, so good luck with that.
Yeah, I actually googled that after we got back from fishing, and I think he was fucking full of shit. I think it was only about 5-6 metres worth of depth underneath that bridge, and I personally think he was just stitching me up. I think he couldn't bear to see me having fun. So yeah, it was a bit of a shit situation, but yeah, I didn't even try. I wish I did, because I'm telling you, I reckon there would have been some fucking good scrap under that bridge.
Oh, well, yeah, right. Well, could we just go somewhere a little shallower?
Nah, I'm good here. It's
Yeah,
good.
no.
I reckon we just stay here, eh?
Yeah, he had no interest in entertaining my my magnet fishing. Anyway, sort of sat there for a bit, and I fucking hate fishing personally. I definitely wouldn't have gone out there if I had known it was going to play out like this.
Seriously, mate, like how is this, hey? Got the fucking river, the rain's coming down, fucking traffic. How's this around?
I reckon I could pinch a beer.
Oh, well, hang on, mate. No, well, I only bought enough for me, actually, so, nah.
This bloke, seriously. I only brought enough for me. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, mate, the fucking fish ain't biting this morning, but, that's okay. We'll fucking live up to the old nickname and fucking have a crack at the muddies. So, a little known fact about the Golden Gateway Bridge is that it's actually a fucking bit of a mud crab mecca. There's plenty of fucking muddies just lurking around here, and yeah, thought Stanley, what better fucking opportunity to get a couple of muddies than out with you today. So what I've decided to use for bait today here is just a few chicken livers. We got the chicken liver, and yeah, basically, mate, we'll just fucking drop these in here, and we'll try and attract a few big fellas. Wanted about half of that.
Bloody disgusting. Fucking chicken livers.
Oh, delicious. Yeah, that's a good amount. And also thought might be a good idea to throw a little bit of corned beef in there. Fucking shout out to the Anzacs. And yeah, if it don't work out, we can always just fucking make a corned beef sandwich later anyways.
Yeah, we should have just fucking kept the corned beef.
We'll drop this pot in here, and yeah, hopefully we can fucking pull up a couple of muddies later this afternoon. Yeah, they put up one fucking hell of a fight, these Brisbane River mud crabs, but tell you what, if we can fucking just get a couple of bucks, we'll be laughing, mate, because they're bloody good eating. People will tell you on that note that there's something wrong with the mud crabs around here that you pull out of the river. They say the fucking mercury's too high and it can lead to some health problems, but nah, mate, I've been eating these fucking crabs out of here my whole life, and there's nothing wrong with me, eh?
Yeah, so yeah, funny he says that actually, because poor old Muddy, he's actually had to relocate to Bundaberg, or in that Bundaberg area, because yeah, it sounds like the mercury was getting to him. The mercury was getting to him, and because of that, the doctors actually recommended that he had to move north to give himself to just increase his life expectancy, I guess you could say, because yeah, that mercury had really started to take its toll on him, and he wasn't willing to let up on the mud crabbing. But because he's headed up to Bundaberg, I think the mud crabs up there are a bit easier on the guts. So yeah, he's done that to sort of just give himself a fighting chance at life.
Yeah, bombs away. Might have to throw your fucking magnet down here soon, Stanley.
Finally got the opportunity to fucking throw the magnet in.
He was lurking on the bottom of the ribbon here.
Been waiting all day to do this. See what we can't find here in the Port of Brisbane. Obviously, very selective in the reason for coming out here with mud crab, and that is simply that this is the end of the line for most of the junk in Queensland, really. It all funnels down and comes out the brown snake, and you know, you just never know what sort of scrap could be washed up on these rocks right here. I couldn't believe it. Oh, would you look at that? That's pretty much paid for the petrol coming out here. Found a bloody pretty solid bolt. Looked pretty fresh too. Looked like it had probably only gone overboard in the last day or so, because the rust was very minimal. I actually ended up selling that bolt. again, payment was one beer, but got rid of it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so that was the only thing I found though. And yeah, it was no fish, but we went back to check the mud crabs.
Yeah. Stanley, it's good news. Feeling pretty heavy, mate. Yep, no, she's feeling heavy. She is heavy, and I think that can only be good, sir. What do you fucking got there, mister? What do you got in your trap? Oh, well, fuck me, Reggie Didge. We got a couple of brim, and that's about it, mate. Fucking hell. You fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah. Oh well, you know what they say, Muddy. Bad day's fishing beats a good day's work. Yeah, so basically, to fill you in on the last little bit of that episode, buddy, took myself a banana for the day. I completely forgot about it, actually. I put it up the front of the boat. I just completely forgotten about it. And I thought, fuck. I remembered it as we got back to Mud Crab's place. And I whipped out this banana and I fucking deleted it out of existence. But Mud Crab has this fucking stupid superstition about bananas. Reckons they're fucking bad luck because they fucking scare away the fish or something or other, or they fucking attract the mosquitoes, or I don't even know. But yeah, I went online, had a bit of a look. Turns out it's a bit of a divisive subject, so we won't get into it too much, but let's just say that some agree, some disagree. Anyway, that was that episode. So then we moved on to episode number 7, Good Scrap. So, to preface this one, each and every couple of years there's an annual scrap metal sale out at Galuga, which is sort of between Wandowan and Miles townships, and I like to head out there to Galuga to have a bit of a scratch around. It's one of those sales where they don't really put too much effort into sort of advertising the day. It's sort of one of those ones. It's for the proper scrappers. They don't like to have too many hobby scrappers around, so they don't really market it. You sort of just got to know what day it's happening. Anyway, each year they fucking roll out some bloody Muppet auctioneer, and they sort of come out and, like, I'm pretty sure they're all wannabe fucking livestock agents and this and that, but they've ended up coming out to do scrap, which, might I add, is I think they're actually doing better than those livestock agents, because I think there's a lot more money in scrap than cattle. That's for sure, because, we all need scrap, but we don't all need beef. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. My family will probably disagree with me on that one. Anyway, this year they've decided to roll out fucking Kevin, the auctioneer, who I'm pretty sure was a ringer from the top end, and he's fucking come back down. I think he's from around that Wandowan, Galuga area, and he's fucking landed himself a job as a fucking scrap metal auctioneer, alongside his absolute fucking weapon of a assistant, Ronald. Anyway, those two, they fucking go at each other all day, every day. I've seen them before at other scrap sales around the district, but this day in particular, you could tell they were at each other from the start of the day. But anyway.
Well, you leave it. You'll be right. Well, Salo, gather in, ladies and gentlemen. We're here today at the scrap metal auction. My name is Kevin, alongside me, Ronald. We have 150 lots here today to sell from this here pile behind me. But before we start, is there any questions?
Yeah, so I couldn't believe me luck. I was the only person at this scrap auction. They'd done so little advertising that I was the only person that actually decided to come. So I actually thought I was in for an absolute treat. I just straight up hit them with an offer that I felt that they couldn't really refute.
Yeah, I've got a question. How much for the lot?
Sorry, champ. Got strict instructions from the boss. All items must be sold separately, and of course, batteries are not included.
Like, I don't get it. I honestly couldn't believe what I was hearing. That 150 lots of just fucking piled up shit. And I was willing to take the whole lot. I would have fucking backed up me fucking Subaru and fucking loaded it up, taken it away. Instead, they want to fucking go through one by one and fucking sell it off.
Oh, but I'm the only one here.
I know, mate, but rules are rules. Ronald, what's our first lot?
Lot 1, this here 22-gallon drum.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. 22-gallon drum.
22-gallon drum. It was a fucking... I don't even think it was a 44-gallon drum to start with, but it was fucking cut in half. And these fucking flogs are selling it off as a 22-gallon drum.
Can make a nice little home for a sausage dog. Already got the door cut out. All right, who wants to give us a quick 50 and go? I bid 50. I bid 50. You got to bid 50. 50. You got to bid 50 and go. I bid 50. I bid 50. Yes. I bid 50. The bid. Looking for 75, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, for those of you listening at home, that was not my bid. That was some fucking off the rafters fucking bid that Ronald has called and Kevin has gone along with. Fucking Muppets.
I bid 75. I got a bid 5. Got a bid 75. Yes.
Those two flogs were taking the piss, pulling bids out of their ass like that. Well, they think I was fucking stupid or something.
Dan, you're looking very keen. I can get a 90 off
I was
you.
not keen.
If I can.
I was not.
5. I got a bid 75. Stan, you're in.
I threw up a bid because fuck it, you know. Like I said in episode 1, sometimes you just got to get a bit of skin in the game, get a few runs on the board early, and give yourself a fighting chance of fucking having a good day out.
You're in at 90, you're out. The 90 out now. I bid 90, got a bid 90, got a bid 90 now. I bid 90. 90 is a bid from Stan. Look at 100. I've been looking for 100 now. I bid 100. Stan, you're out. I bid 100. I bid 100. I bid 110. Maybe off you, Stan. You're looking keen, mate. 110. I bid 110. I bid 110. 110. Thank you, Stan. I bid 110 a bid. I bid 110. 110. Got a bid 110 now. I bid 110 once. I bid 110 twice from Stan. I bid 110, third and final call. All done. Sold. Just raise your bid card there, champ. Thank you very much.
I can't believe they fucking
Bid
asked me
card
to
number one,
fucking
Ronald.
raise my fucking bid card.
Thanks, Kevin.
It's the only
That's
fucking
going
one there.
to Stan Smythe
Couldn't even get my fucking
from
name right.
Smythe's Metal at Bogandilla.
Fucking dickhead.
Rightio, what's next?
Lot number 2 is this here. This here.
This is actually pretty funny. Fucking Ronald couldn't even lift the fucking...
This here cable.
Well, you made that look bloody heavy, didn't you?
Yeah, well, you try fucking lifting it.
I lifted your mother last night, so I should be pretty right with that. Although, ladies and gentlemen, this winch would have made it a lot easier. Anyway, who's got a quick 300 starters? I bid 300, got a bid 3, got a bid 3, got a bid 3, 0, 0. I bid 300, got a bid
This is
3,
where
3,
I'll
got a
fucking get the shits with these fucking dickheads. Fuck, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, abso-fucking-lutely not. The chances of this thing actually fucking doing what it was intended to was very, very slim.
bid 3, got a bid 300.
Oh, there was no fucking way I was falling for their bullshit again.
I bid 3 now. I bid 300. I bid 300. I bid 300 now. I bid 300.
Yep.
Got a bid 3.
Fuck me, these dickheads. They fucking called a bid because I was fucking shooing a few flies away.
Straight down the line by Stan Smythe.
Dickheads.
I bid 300. Stan, we are on the money, ladies and gentlemen. All done at 300. All done. Quick bid. Sold. Done.
Nah, I didn't bid on that.
That's what they all say, champ.
Yeah, look, they were pulling out every fucking trick in the bag that day. These fucking muppets.
Ronald, what's their next lot?
Lot 27, push bike handlebars. Kevin?
I could have used those last night.
Oi, Ronald, what lot number's that dishwasher?
The what, sorry?
They're right there, the bloody dishwasher, you bloody idiot.
Oh, yeah, it is lot number...
Give it here. Lot number 95, mate.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That dishwasher was the only thing I came for. Been having fuck all luck on Tinder finding one.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I've been fucking looking for one on Tinder and yeah, still no luck. Problem with out here is you fucking set your radius to fucking 300 kilometres or whatever the maximum is, and yeah, you get a few fucking dregs.
Well, you really butchered that one, haven't you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought if I put the price there, I could put the buyer over there.
Dickheads.
I told you, put the price and the buyer in the same column. It's not that hard.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
That's what you said last time.
Oi, you two. What's going on?
Sorry, champ. Ronald's here fucked it up.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, we may have to start the auction again, thanks to old Ronald here.
Oh, no. I'll fix it. Look.
Nah, that's worse. Give it here.
No, wait. No. What the hell, Kevin?
So, for those of you listening that haven't seen this video either, Big Kev just decides to have a swing at Ronald. I couldn't fucking believe it. But he missed. He clean missed him.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this.
And then he fucking got him. He fucking got him good. Fucking knocked him clean out. The bloke didn't come to for at least 3 minutes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we might stop for a quick coffee break while Ronald over here has a bit of a snooze, and we'll be back in half an hour. Thank you.
Yeah, so that was a hell of a day, actually. We ended up getting on with the auction eventually, and I ended up buying fucking most of the shit. Yeah, no one else turned up, and yeah, it was just one of those days. Ronald, he actually left, so it was pretty much me and Kev just sorting out a few deals. But yeah, just one of those days where you sort of think, is this real? Or am I living in a scripted simulation? Anyway, this next episode was one of the fucking rarest that we filmed all season, I must admit. To preface this one, I'm sitting at home. I think it was a Friday. No, it might have been Thursday. Oh, fuck it. I don't know. Fucks me. Anyway, it was one day of the week. Actually, it might have been Wednesday. Yeah, because it was after... No, it wasn't Origin. Origin was a week before. Anyway, fuck it. Anyway, I'm there, and I get this call. From an old mate of mine. He says, mate, you still doing that scrap metal? I said, am I still doing that scrap metal, mate? I'm the fucking king of scrap metal. And he goes, well, I don't know if you're the king, because there's this bloke I think you ought to meet. His name was blah, blah, blah. We're not allowed to actually use his name, even still. But he's this guy. He's got this top secret location, just a little bit north-south of Blackbutt. And he's basically runs a bit of a I want to say it's legal, but I'm not sure. Runs a bit of an empire out there. Anyway, I somehow, through this mate of mine, managed to cop an invite to head out there and have a look at his scrap. And of course, I wasn't going to say no, so I headed out there on me bloody 110cc bloody mobile, and headed over there to say g'day. Turn up there, and he's got this fucking bloke on security, and let's just say he didn't mind giving me a bit of a fucking frisking.
Yeah, stop there, please. Can I see you some ID, please? Look at me. You had anything to drink this morning?
Oh, had bloody iced coffee on the way here.
Yeah, righto. I'll just give you a quick search, mate.
Fucking got me right in the Jats crackers, and then followed it up with a big old sniff of his fingers.
You'll be right, mate. Stand over there, Mr. See you in a minute.
It proper hurt. It proper fucking hurt. I think my balls are permanently around the wrong way now. I'm pretty sure what used to be my right nut is now my left nut. Anyway, that's a fucking story for another time.
Where is this fucking cunt?
So yeah, I'm waiting around. It was probably fucking 20, 30 minutes went by. I'm standing out the front of this shitty old fucking cottage, and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and then finally this fucking absolute piss wreck
Mr. Smith!
rolls out. Fucking goes tits up on the veranda.
Jesus.
Fucking got a beer in hand. It goes fucking half all over the fucking deck.
Fucking beer.
He could barely find his fucking feet.
Stanley, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. You got a bit of scrap?
I'm not looking for a fight, mate. What are you here for?
You got a bit of that RHS out there?
Oh, you mean the scrap metal. Sorry, I fucking had a couple of tinnies this morning. Yeah, just
Yeah, more than a couple.
You follow me, eh?
Yeah, so I follow this fucking bloke out. He's walking like a pirate with fucking 2 stumps for legs.
So what's the deal with all the bloody security?
Well, I'll tell you right now, young fella. You're entering a world of high-value scrap metal, and there are a lot of people out there that are after my name, after my empire that I've built. So you can't be too precautious about who you let into a place like this. I've got to look after myself. Anyway.
How much for the old D10?
D10? That doesn't say Caterpillar there, young fella. It says Komatsu. Do you need me to spell it out for ya?
Well, they're all fucking yellow.
Bloody young fellas.
Yeah, so I actually didn't notice this, obviously, during the filming, but that fucking security guard who gave me a good touch-up, he obviously got a bit towy because, lo and behold, in the background of one of the shots there, if you go and watch it, you can see all these videos on our YouTube channel, CC Donut Productions, or on the old Smith's Comedy on Facebook and Instagram. This bloke was just getting stuck into his work right over me back shoulder with one of the other workers. Anyway, this fucking bloke, he decides to fucking climb the ladder, thinks he's very funny, climbs the fucking ladder up the front of the D10 or whatever you want to call it, just to point out to me that it wasn't a fucking Caterpillar.
Oh, fuck. See you there, young fella? K-O-M-Atsu. Can't make it any more clear for you, mate. It just doesn't say Caterpillar, this one.
Ugh. Fucking no shit, Sherlock.
So as you can see, young fella, this is my prize collection.
It was a bloody
I
good
don't show
collection.
too many people this, but even though you can't spell, I've still got a good bloody feeling about you. You know, as far as the eye can see, everything you could bloody think of, doesn't matter what you're up.
Oh, I fucking couldn't believe it.
Help me up there. Help me up.
This fucking bloke just goes ass up over a bit of fucking little pile of fucking poly pipe, and his back was fucking proper covered in prickles.
Jesus Christ, who put that fucking into that? Yes. Anyway, as I was saying, there's that pile of RHS I was telling you, asking about earlier.
Yeah, he must have been proper blind because that RHS he was telling me about, or at least the RHS that he was pointing to, was just a fucking pile of old fucking slats. Probably fucking looking to renovate his fucking veranda and put these on instead.
And I love this, mate. I made this myself. Homemade electric screed. Just plug her into the power. Off you go. I was actually going to build a silage bunk here. I just haven't got around to finishing it yet. Had a couple other things on my mind. Am I right?
That was actually pretty good, the electric screed.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, Mr. This is one of the best scrap metal piles I've ever seen.
It really was.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of hard work, a lot of years worth of collecting, going to clearance sales, a lot of trips to the dump, had to steal a couple of things. Don't tell that to the magistrate.
Yeah, well, you should be really proud of yourself. You should be really, really proud of yourself.
Tell you what, young Cyril, I don't mind you. You're not too bad for a young fella, even though you can't spell.
I can spell.
How would you feel about taking on a place like this?
Oh, I'd be honoured.
Well, that's good, because I got no successes and only a couple of months until the bloody liver scoliosis takes me to the big scrap metal in the sky. So I think I might leave you in the will.
Really?
Oh, yeah, well, fuck it, you know. Why don't we just bloody sign it over to you today? How about we head back over to the office and I'll bloody...
Oh!
I couldn't fucking believe it. The bloke fell into this fucking trough and completely fucking passed out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so here I am, out at this place. I can still hear old security guard and fucking whoever that bird he had with him, bloody slapping away out the back. Anyway, I'm sitting there, I'm standing there, looking down at this bloke. He's passed out in a pile of bloody crap in this trough. And anyway, I sort of thought, I've got two options here. I'll just go on my merry way, or I wait it out and wait till he comes to, because, you know, he's promising me big things. He's promising to put me in his will, and I thought, you know, I'd love to see what I can do with this place. You know, I thought it'd be a good, you know, bit of an upgrade from Smith's Metal, but not too much of an upgrade really. It was, you know, only minor upgrade, but you know, it's all about that expansion. And so I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited. Eventually this bloke wakes up at about 6 p.m. because it turns out he had been drinking all night the night before and just had continued to drink that day up until that point. So he's passed out, completely zonked. Woke up about 6 p.m. He had no recollection of me even being there. He told me to get the fuck out of his fucking property. He got that security guard from earlier to fucking whisk me away and send me on my way. And, yeah, he's talked to his boys there, and I'm pretty sure I'm not really welcome back around Blackbutt anymore, which really sucks. It doesn't really, but anyway, that was a wild experience, a very wild experience, and one that, you know, I got to be grateful for, because you don't get those experiences if you don't risk it for the biscuit. Anyway, we're coming up to the last episode of the old Stan's Metal, which we have filmed so far. We'll obviously continue to push on and make more episodes. Hopefully we'll have a bit more success in the next episodes. But this episode, it was good to kind of get a little win. It wasn't the biggest win I've ever had, but it was certainly something. So here's this little trip to Central Queensland that I took. Today on Stan's Metal, I'm catching up with the king of Central Queensland, an old mate of mine by the name of Rocky Hampton, who's said to have one of the best scrap metal piles in the Leprecornia region.
Rocco, don't do anything I won't do. I only go see a dog about a man.
Yeah, so old Rocky Hampton, just a bit of backstory on him. He's quite well regarded up around that Central Queensland area. They actually named the town of Rockhampton after him. He was born back in, I want to say he was born in the 70s, 70s, maybe early 80s. And back before that, Rockhampton actually was called something completely different. Anyway, he was born, they called him Rocky Hampton, and he went on to be the youngest king of Central Queensland ever. I think he was only 11 when he became king. So they named the town after him up there. Yeah, that was a pretty fun fact, I thought. Anyway, I've rocked up at his place, and it was made pretty clear to me that he'd pissed off and left his kid Rocco to run the show in his absence. It felt a little weird being there with a kid.
Who are you?
I'm Rocco.
With no adults around.
Rocco?
Yeah.
Rocco Hampton?
Yeah?
As in Rocky Hampton's son?
Yep.
I was very apprehensive.
Doing it pretty tough, eh? Hey, listen, where is your old man?
You seen a dog about a man at the pub.
Classic.
He hasn't got any scrap lying around here, has he?
He's got loads down there.
Bucket loads?
Yeah.
Oh, well, can we take your vehicle down there for a squiz?
No, it's two. It's flat. We can take the quad bike.
You can take the quad bike?
Yeah.
Alright, be rude not to.
Anyway, long story short, this kid's a bit of a smart ass. He fucking set me on a bit of a goose chase, chasing after it with the quad bike. But eventually we came to an agreement, and I got on the quad bike with him, and we headed to his dad's scrap pile. And as we've rolled in there, the pictures don't really do it justice. The cameraman we had for this job,
Stop here, kid.
no offence to him, but just sort of didn't really capture the full essence of this place. But it was pretty spectacular. The meticulous organisation of this place. Everything had its own set pile. Aluminium here, copper there, star pickets, whatever you wanted. You had a massive pile of cans. And, you know, there's a lot of 10 cents in that.
Look at this, kid. That'll make a great foot valve float. What about this over here? What do you reckon the chances are your dad would mind parting ways with something like this?
Yeah, so again, this is an old tactic of mine, but you work the fringes in this industry. I found a beautiful pile of fresh star pickets, and I knew deep down that that Rocky would have been looking to do a bit of fencing, and you know, there's a lot of cattle up in central Queensland, and when you got a lot of cattle, you need a lot of fencing. But when you leave your kid at home and you go to the pub, you got to expect the unexpected, and I thought, why not? Let's try and swindle this kid. Let's work him against his dad, and let's see if we can't get out of here with an absolute bargain.
You want the whole thing?
I reckon the whole thing, yeah. How much money for the lot?
$1,000.
I'll tell you what. If you let me throw in the Navara, you've got yourself a deal. Deal? Give me a hand loading these up, alright?
So I'll have people tell me it's just the Navara. You're probably doing him a favour. Yada yada yada. And yeah, I was doing him a favour. That's why I didn't feel too guilty throwing in the Navara on top of the pickets. Honestly, the star pickets would have been worth more than the Navara. And it was only a 2012 Navara, so like not even that old. And yeah, I feel like it was a win-win for all involved. I got rid of the Navara. It was probably just sitting there rotting away. I mean, it's doing that now back at my place. I probably won't even fucking drive it again, but you know, it saved me having to, you know, use the Subi to get the star pickets out of there. So yeah, turned out all right for me in the end. And that brings us to the end of, I guess we'll call that season 1 of Stan's Metal. I'm sure there'll be more to come, and hopefully we might even be able to rip out a 10th episode, maybe a bit of a season finale. But for now, that's all we've got. We'll continue to chip away at content throughout the year. I'd like to thank everyone for jumping on board and actually supporting us and watching the videos and tagging and commenting. There's a few of you out there, and you know who you are, that like to have a bit of a go, and that's absolutely fine. I welcome all comments, good and bad, because at the end of the day, you're still watching. So if you've got the time to sit there and watch me videos, I don't care if you love it or hate it. But we will finish with probably the most viewed episode of this isn't Stan's Metal. This is just an extension of the Stan universe. But we're going to finish off with watching a video which entails a day in the life of riding sweep at a motocross trail ride. I will just get it up here. Stan Smith here, owner and operator of Smith's Metal. And today I've come out to the local Yulbarian trail ride. They've had about 3 mil of rain here and they're thinking about calling it off, but if you ask me, it's barely enough to settle the dust. So yeah, they've had to call in the gun sweepers, myself and Benzie back there. Yeah. Yeah, so to preface this day, I think it was a Friday evening and I'm sitting at home. I've had about 15 mango tins, and I'm sitting there and I get a call out of the blue from the organiser of the trail ride. I won't mention his name, but gives me a call up, says, mate, she's pretty wet here. She's pretty wet, and we're thinking about calling off the trail ride unless we can get you out as a trail ride sweeper, because we know how much experience you've got on 2 wheels, and we think you'd be a really good fit for the day, and you'd be able to sort of facilitate and help us keep the show on the road. And I said, look, I looked out the window, it was fucking dry as a chip at Bougainville, not a drop of rain, not a cloud in the sky. I said, fucking, I don't know what you want from me, mate. I feel like my skills will be wasted, but if you think it's going to be wet or whatever you think, I'll come out as long as I've got Benzie there. So I made him go call Benzie. Benzie, yep, he's available. So we rocked up there early Saturday morning, looked out, fucking didn't look that wet to me. Honestly, like I said, barely enough to settle the dust. Met up with Benzie, and yeah, I thought it was going to be a cruisy one. So yeah, should be a good day.
All these city slickers are leaving. Can't handle a bit of mud.
That's just bloody embarrassing. Having to get skull dragged out by the tractor. Where'd these people even learn how to drive?
Brisbane.
Yeah, so yeah, I honestly could not believe what I was seeing. Saturday morning, people had come all out from Brisbane and everywhere to be there for this trail ride. One of the better trail rides going around, might I add, except for the Bougainville one does shit all over Yulibar. But anyway, people coming out, camp the night, and without even starting their motorbike, they're getting skull dragged out by the tractor. Fucking embarrassing if you ask me. But anyway, it was one of those days. People were just making their mind up nice and early. But to their credit, there were a lot that stayed and got involved and got out and got amongst the track. Yeah, she's been a bit quiet back at Smith's Metal, mate. Bloody thinking about pulling apart Dad's shed. But I'll tell you what, if you're willing to part ways with something like this, definitely bust it up for scrap.
4 radios, we got to write it down at gate 7. Have I got any responders?
Yeah, so to fill you in on how a sweep rider position at a trail ride works, basically what happens is there's a coordinator and there's multiple eyes around the grounds. There's, ideally for an event of this size, you want to have at least 20 sweep riders. Anyway, on this occasion, there were a few of them. The coordinators and everything. I put my hand up to stay back at base because I felt like I was probably better utilised from there. Plus, I just wanted to stay out of the mud, if I'm being honest with you. I did get called in last minute. I wasn't really prepared for it. I was a bit hungover from the night before. Anyway, call comes in to base, and it's up to me, I guess, back at base to make a call on who's gonna be the one to go out and attend to the incident. So in this case, got the call, gate 7, write it down. First thing I'm thinking is Benzie. Get out there, Binzy.
Copy. Benzi's on it. Benzi!
Yeah, coming, Stan.
So I'll tell you a little bit about Binzy. Bloody enthusiastic young fella, but can't ride for shit. Can't ride for shit. As you can see,
Do everything we fucking self.
as you can see in the video, Binzy, he got his nickname because he simply bins it. And a lot of the time that's to his own downfall, but some of the time it does result in him being one of the most craziest riders I've ever seen on a track, because he has no fear. He will literally soot it. No matter what the conditions are, he will give it full throttle, even if that means laying himself out in the slop. But yeah, on this instance, I was happy to sit back at base, but once I saw Binzy couldn't even make it across the flats, I thought it's time to put my money where my mouth is and actually step up to the plate here. So that's exactly what I did. Buddy, got myself kitted out, got myself ready to roll. Took a few starts to get the old bike going. It was a bit cold in the morning there.
Fucking laying up.
Fucking covered. But yeah, look.
Oh, come on.
If you've seen the video, or if you haven't seen the video, I did take a fall early. Made it about 5 metres from my starting position before I laid myself out in the mud. And I'll simply blame that on the amount of traffic through the camp. And I have to admit, I underestimated how wet it actually was, and because of that, I've ended up in the mud early. But the show must go on.
Gotta get out there.
We got back up, we got moving, and we headed to Gate 7, where we actually found a rider who'd put himself in a fucking terrible position. He was knee deep in a fucking creek, trying to get his bike out of it, absolute flooding the fuck out of the motor, steam flying out everywhere. I did take another fall, but I'll say this now, when you ride and sweep, you've just got to take a leaf out of Binzy's book, and you've just got to fucking soot it. And you got to get out there as quick as you can, because this could be the difference between this rider coming back and not, depending on how long they're stuck in this predicament. But anyway, I got there and I got straight into work. Got Binzy involved. We got this bloke out. We got him moving. But fuck me dead, not without a good, proper roosting to the face. Luckily, I was wearing the limited edition Stan Smith sunglasses, and that sort of protected my eyes. They're very good protective sunglasses. Protect you from sun, protect you from mud, protect you from pretty much all the elements, really, except for fire. Or it has a little bit of leeway with fire, sparks and that sort of thing. But yeah, you wouldn't want to. Yeah, it'll probably still melt if you threw it in the fire. But anyway, this fucking prick, he proper got stuck into his work and just covered me. Bloody mongrel roasted me. This is the bloody thanks I get. I'm fucking done. Fuck this. Anyway, that was me done for the day. I was fucking over it. I know some people will look at me and say, yeah, you fucking gave up. You gave up easily, but you got to put yourself in my shoes. I'm an experienced rider, and I couldn't fucking stay on my bike, so I think they should have just called the day off from the outset. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, what happened next, I wasn't proud of. I thought coming out to the trail ride, the Commie would be the vehicle of choice. A lot of people probably don't know this about me, but I have a lot of vehicles. They're my dad's, but yeah, I borrow them. So I've taken my dad's Commie, taken it out there, and yeah, I'm a little embarrassed to say, but I got it bogged up to the axle. And because of that, I had to make the very difficult decision to actually call in the tractor driver, Bruce Bigwood. He came out and actually, I had to ask him.
Yeah, mate.
Mate, hate to ask it, but reckon I could get a bit of a tow.
Oh, well, it's going to cost you.
Well, I've got plenty of scrap, mate. I've got copper, you know, it all buffs out pretty well, so...
Could be your lucky day. I'm into scrap.
You into a bit of scrap?
Yeah.
Right, I'll just follow me down to me commie out here, eh?
Righto, mate.
Keep it coming.
Yeah, luckily this bloke was into scrap, and he came down and... Look, I've received a few comments about this, but, we decided to actually just tow this commie out by the tow ball. It's probably not the safest thing I've ever done, but I got Tomo, my mate, in there to steer it out, and I sort of just stayed back and kept watch. They pulled it out fairly well, but then the fucking bumper fucking peeled off. And, still fucking, never managed to get that fucking thing back on because, I just couldn't manage to get it back on and, lost me bumper. But I guess in the positives of all of it, I ended up giving that bumper to old Brucey Bigwood, the tractor driver, as payment for the tow, and we moved on. Well, that's all we have time for on the Stan and Clan Show. I hope you've enjoyed reliving some of the highlights from Season 1 of Stan's Metal. I hope to be back for another season in the future. It's been good to give a bit of context to how it all unfolds. Behind the scenes, I guess, because the editing can sometimes make me look like a bit of a fool. But at the same time, if it gives you all out there a bit of a laugh, then it's all A-OK to me. So hope you're having a bloody good day and enjoy the rest of it. And we'll see you on the next one.